Hello and welcome to this episode of Hampton Roads Business Live. I'm Roy Graham and I'm your host, and today we have the pleasure of having with us Christian Dunlap from Christian Buys Houses.
How you doing, Roy?
Pretty good. How are you?
Doing well.
Good name.
Thank you. I like it.
It kind of tells you what you do. Do you want to give us an overview?
Sure.
A little more than that?
The name kind of says it all. But,
It sure does.
So what I do is I'm a local real estate investor. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I am looking for properties from people who need to sell their house and they don't want to sell it the traditional way for whatever reason.
Okay.
So I'm going to come in and I'm going to take a look at their house and I'm going to make them an offer really quickly, and I'm going to buy it in the condition it is in, as is condition.
So they don't need to fix it up.
They don't need to fix a thing. Matter of fact, I don't want them to fix a thing, because we're going to go in and completely rehab the house, remodel the house, make it look like it's brand new. So don't waste their money. They don't need to take the trash out. You know, I've bought seriously. I've bought hoarder houses where it's been up to my knees, sometimes my waist in junk, and that's fine. They can leave it all there, and we will take it out. You know, we will handle all those problems for them.
Okay.
Yep.
And so is this like flipping houses that you hear about?
Yeah, it's very similar to what you see like on the HGTV shows.
Yeah.
It's not nearly as glamorous as those shows.
Those aren't as glamorous either. I think they make them look.
Yeah, so what we're doing is we're looking for properties that have what we call deferred maintenance, which just basically means that they need some TLC. Sometimes they need a lot of TLC. Okay. And we're going to go in and we're going to make them look beautiful. And it's really a win-win situation for everybody involved, because the people that have these homes, a lot of times they can't afford to make the repairs, or they don't want to make the repairs. They don't have the time to make the repairs. And we do. We're professionals. We have the experience, and we know how to do it quickly and efficiently. We know how to make it a beautiful property for a new buyer. And not only that, but it also once we raise the property value of that house, all the houses of the neighbors, their values go up.
I see. And do you do this just to resell it? You're not renting them?
Well, we have a number of different strategies, and it kind of all depends on the property.
I see.
But primarily we do fix and flips, but we do hold some in a rental portfolio as well.
Okay, so they can sell to you, and you'll fix the house up.
Absolutely.
Instead of like a traditional real estate where they would have to do all the repairs ahead of time and everything.
Yeah, well, let me clarify in the traditional selling process what's going to happen.
That would be good.
Yeah. So traditionally, if you sell a house, there's going to be what's called a home inspection. Mm-hmm. Okay? And the reason that you have a home inspection is it's really twofold. First of all, it's because the buyers, they want to make sure they have a home that's, with the heaters working and the mechanicals there. But really, what the home inspection for is protection for the bank, because the bank is not going to issue a mortgage on a property that doesn't meet minimum standards. And so what they're going to do is they're going to have the home inspector come in, and he's going to write you a 3-inch thick book of everything that needs to be fixed. And those cost now everything's negotiable, but generally the seller traditionally covers those costs, and those can be quite expensive. And not only are they expensive, Rory, but they take a lot of time and a lot of logistics to organize, all your different contractors. And for somebody that doesn't do this day in and day out, that can be a lot of stress. And moving already is stressful enough.
Right.
So when you sell it to a person like me, I can walk into a house, and because I've done this time and time again, I know exactly what the repairs are needed are going to be. I can very quickly estimate them, and that allows me to put together an offer very quickly, so that you can have the peace of mind of knowing that I can get this house sold if I need to.
All right, so when you say an offer to fit their needs, so everybody's a little different, but you can offer them something that matches their situation.
Yeah, and so everybody is a little different, and the beautiful thing about selling to somebody like me is that I'm going to personally try to get to know and understand what you're going through, what your situation is. And when I say an offer that suits their needs, we're talking about different ways of buying a property. So a lot of times, most people think that when you're a real estate investor, you're a cash buyer. And what that means, being a cash buyer, is that I'm not going to ask the bank for a loan to buy your property. I'm not asking for a mortgage. I don't have to qualify. You don't have to worry about the deal falling out at the last minute because the bank didn't want to approve me. I'm just going to write you a check. All right, mm-hmm. But that's one way of buying it. That's with a cash offer. But there's more than one way. Sometimes sellers don't have a whole lot of equity, and they've got. So what we'll do in those situations is we'll buy the house subject to the existing loan, and what that means is that when we purchase the property from you, we will take over the payments for the loan. The loan will stay in place, but we'll take over the payments. And this is really a benefit for the seller for two reasons. First of all, it allows us to offer them a little bit more for the property than we could if we did it on a cash sale. But second of all, it allows them to we're going to help rebuild their credit because we're going to be making the payments in a timely manner for them. And so a lot of times, sometimes sellers don't have, they've missed a payment or two. Well, we're going to help repair that credit while we're repairing, while we're fixing up the house. And then eventually when we resell the house, that underlying loan will get paid off and everybody's free and clear. One more way we can buy houses for people that have a lot of equity in the property and don't need to, let me start. One other way we buy houses is with owner financing.
Right.
Okay, so with owner financing, if you have a ton of equity and you don't need to pay off a mortgage, this can be a really great option. It allows us to offer you the very most possible amount for the property. And the other thing it does is it allows you to have the seller to get an income stream off the interest we're going to be paying them during the term while we fix up the property. Mm-hmm. And another great benefit for this is it allows sellers to defer or to spread out their tax liability over the life of the loan, so that they're not getting that huge capital gains tax burden when they sell the property.
Okay, I think you had answered that. Then my next question. So, typically, what type of homes are you looking for, and how quickly can you close?
Sure.
That's a good question.
Yeah, we are looking for any home that we can add value to. So we buy, like I think I said earlier, the prettiest to the ugliest, but really we're looking to add value to homes. So townhomes we buy historic homes, we buy single family homes, we buy triplexes, duplexes, we buy vacant land sometimes.
You buy anything.
Well,
it sounds like
we will consider anything. I mean, even up to commercial properties, we'll even look at some of those.
Okay.
We just want to add value to any kind of real estate that we can buy. And typically we like to have a 60-day close, but we can do it in as little as 3 weeks if you really in a pinch. Yep, it is. We have some really good attorneys, and
Okay.
Yep.
All right, and so if someone's looking to get hold of you, of course your contact information will be here on the video and on the page, but what is the process that they need to go through?
Okay, the absolute best way to get a hold of me is just to fill out the form on my website,
okay,
which is christianbuyshouses.com. There's a fast form right there on the homepage.
Okay.
Once that gets filled out, I'll get a notification via on my phone, and as soon as I possibly can, I'll give you a call back. That's the best way to get a hold of me. They can also give me a call at 705-8812.
It's on the site.
It's on the site. So yeah, those are the best ways.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. That sounds pretty simple. Is there anything I haven't asked you that you wanted to add?
No, I think that.
Well, I did a good job then. Huh?
You hit all the bullet
points.
points.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you for taking the time.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, if you have a home that you would like to talk to Christian about, I'm sure he would be willing to talk to you and see what he could offer you for it. It's a quick way to get out from under a property that you may want to sell. It's an alternative to traditional real estate that you might want to consider. So his contact information is at the end of this video, and it's also at the bottom of this page. And I appreciate you coming in. I wish you a great deal of success.
Well, thank you very much, Roy.
Thank you.
All right.